Hey y'all, Redneck Reads Reddit here. Figure I'll pop up here and fire up the old computer and read y'all some malicious compliance tonight. Um, I've had a headache for like 2 days, but I had some stuff left over for shoulder surgery. Goodbye, headache. So let's see here. I just got it popped up. It's up on hot. Let's see here. First one I'm seeing come up is a contract can be used by both parties. Wow. Okay. Um, let's see here. Username. Frack you if you frack with me. Except he didn't say frack. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. This happened some years ago as I had just gotten hired for a part-time position in a retail store. It was all good until summer closed and he offered me full-time for the summer ended, which I gladly took. Less than 2 weeks into the summer, he changed my hours back to part-time. I hadn't thought about getting the temporary full-time thing in writing, as he seemed like a trustworthy guy. It made no sense as I did a good job and helped out with things that my contract didn't mention. When I had the time, as I got bored quickly, I found out that even though he has years of experience in the field, he had massively overspent on the wage bill and had to cut down to avoid getting fired by the head office. When I voiced my concern over this, his only response is, "I'm only obliged to give you 20 hours a week, as the contract states." I wanted to chew him out verbally, but I kept my cool and decided if he wanted to play that game, I could too. When I got home that night, I read my entire contract and noted clauses that I could use. One clause stated that my responsibilities was unloading the trucks, take care of the stockroom, and keep the shelf stocked. Another mentioned that I shouldn't do other tasks as their insurance only covered me for the specific areas I was meant to work. The next day, he told me to help out the cashiers as the lines were long. Sorry, can't do. As the contract states, that isn't part of my job here, and I should refrain from doing that. You can find it in my contract as Clause A and Clause 9A and 9B. He was fuming, face totally red, and he just walked away without saying crap. Another thing I had noticed in my contract that besides my 30-minute lunch break, I had a 10-minute break that I could take when I wanted, so I gave him 5 minutes, walked into his office, and told him I was taking my 10-minute break. What are you talking about? You only have one break and that's for lunch. My contract says otherwise. It's in Clause 10. When I got back from the break, he asked me to clean something up out in the store. I couldn't believe that he couldn't take the hint. Sorry, can't do. Clause 9A and 9B prevents me from doing so. Next day, a customer asked for help with something. Sorry, can't do. It's not my job. Find someone else. My boss heard about this and yelled at me, but I managed to stay calm and answered with the clauses that prevented me from helping the customer. Legally, I was in the right and he couldn't do crap about it, but I could see the hatred in his eyes. I was still on a trial period, which meant he could fire me with only 24 hours notice, but I could also resign with only 24 hours notice. I knew once the summer ended and everyone were back from their vacations, he would fire me right away. I had started looking for other jobs and it was going all right, so I decided to quit at the worst time possible when it showed itself. At the last week of summer, he had to fire one with suspending another for stealing from the store. It was perfect time to quit and leave him badly undermanned for the week. 24 hours and 1 minute before my next shift, I sent him my resignation, before I sent a message to my coworkers about how they should remember if they wanted to take all their breaks and not violate their contract by doing stuff they weren't allowed to. I heard it gave them a little chaos when people followed my advice. Well, frack. Oh, me. That's awesome. Get them when you can get them. Especially if they're doing you dirty. Alrighty. Oh, here's a great one for a white guy from Alabama to read. But I'll read it anyway. We'll see how it goes. Oh, that's how brown people like it. By Neo Confection. Remember, Neo Confection is the one that titled this. I'm just reading it. I am mixed race, white and Middle Eastern. I have a Middle Eastern name. That said, I'm pretty much just your run-of-the-mill Canadian. I drink beer, wear flannel, and have been told I have a pretty thick Canadian accent. I'm not trying a Canadian accent. Hey. Some people just can't see past the name and treat me like a POC, person of color, usually for the worse, so I've developed a thick skin. I was in a multiple-day board meeting and had volunteered to make the mid-morning coffee run for everyone. One of the senior board members requested tea with milk, and I asked how they wanted it. So when I asked how they wanted it, they said, "You're brown, you know how to do it." Yeah, is right. It's like telling somebody from down south, "Oh, you're a redneck. You know what having, not having plumbing's like." A bunch of freaking jackasses. I let the comment slide and headed down to the coffee shop. Problem was, I legitimately did not know what "you're brown, you know how to do it" meant. My dad always liked his mint tea with a bit of honey rather than sugar in it, so I had an idea. I ordered the board member a large, I guess that's chai, and proceeded to pour out about one third of it. Then I took the squeezed bottle of honey at the end of the coffee bar and filled up the 1/3 of the cup which I had poured out. It was less a drink and more of a slurry when I tried to stir in the honey. As it goes without saying, it was sweet to the point of being inedible. I brought everyone their drinks and handed the chai slurry to the board member. The weight of the cup threw her off as she hesitantly took a sip for recoiling in revulsion. I'd already taken my seat by this point and was watching intently. She looked at me with a mix of anger, disgust, and confusion on her face and said, neon confection. What the frick is this? How much honey is in there? With barely concealed glee, I looked her dead in the eye and said, "Oh, that's how brown people like it." She said nothing. I was not asked to make a coffee run again. Oh, first comment from Catacombs 3 is sweet, sweet revenge. Oh, that's awesome. Then you respond with, then she died of insulin shock. Dread M. Night Shyamalan. Oh my God. Oh me. And this other guy goes, somebody commented M. Night Shyamalan brown. You fish comment brown. Yeah. M. Night Shyamalan in the infection confirmed. And then this next person was like, they're brown. They know how to do twists. Out of context, that's going to look real racist in my comment history. Oh my God, that is great. Oh, thank you, Neon. Yeah, thank you very much. I will try to, yeah, I'm definitely going to send you drop a note in your inbox when let you know when this one's going live, because, oh my God, that was great. Here's another one. I'm just hitting them down the line tonight, y'all, just to see what we get. My manager voluntarily gave me my 2 weeks notice by murdered cats. Last week, last year, I worked. Jesus, there. Apparently know how to do twists. It's gonna look really racist in my comment. All right, that's great. All right, let's rewind, restart. Okay, my manager voluntarily gave me my 2 weeks notice by murdered cats. Last year, I worked at a small nonprofit thrift store where my manager slash general manager of the store was very passive aggressive and felt threatened anytime I pointed out the flaws in her sales ideas or tried to improve certain workflows. After a few months and being assaulted by her husband for catching him stealing a TV and her blaming me rather than admit if I was a customer, what would have made that different, I started looking for a second job. Now, I was only part-time there, and I wanted more money and found another great job. Good for you. As soon as I told her this, she was very upset and said, well, I don't think you can handle 2 jobs, so I'm voluntarily giving you your 2 weeks notice now. I adamantly refused, saying that no, my intention is to work 2 jobs, with this being my primary. She said, well, think it over, and we'll talk next week. Next week rolls around, and she says she's already told her supervisors about it, to which I responded, look, you can fire me, but if you want me to you can fire me if you want, but you cannot voluntarily give me my 2 weeks notice. I've been the most consistent worker you've had all year, and I don't appreciate this. She shrugged it off and ignored me. Well, next week rolls around, and turns out literally everyone working there, included her, contracted a heavy flu that made it impossible for the others to come in. Well, the day of my last 2 weeks notice, I had arrived and I got a phone call from her practically begging me to come in on my day off. All I said was, sorry, you voluntarily quit me, so I don't work there anymore. I went in just to see the carnage, as she was alone having to deal with the usual crappy customers and receive donations for at least a week. Needless to say, I don't feel bad for it. Yeah. Alright, let's see here. Oh, let's do one more. Okay. Alright, let's see here. This is a short one. Our condo is the condo's board of Karens told me to cover my barbecue or be fined. Will do. By We Bang Okay. A tiny bit of background. Our condo is probably the most visible in the complex, so we frequently have complaints about stupid crap, i.e., we got a notice a couple of months ago warning us about the indoor furniture we had on the patio. We bought 2 brand new anti-gravity chairs that one would put on their deck or whatever. Apparently someone thought they were too costly and resembled indoor chairs. The most recent one we got was about this ugly barbecue we have had that wasn't covered, which now is mandatory for whatever reason. In addition, they included a notice about our Christmas lights and broom that we had hidden behind a pillar. To see these items, one would need to physically walk up next to our patio and peek behind the pillar. Anyway, we decided to have some fun with the barbecue cover. Oh, there's a link here. Let's see here. Oh, why not? I'm brave. Hell, dude covered it with a blue tarp. got it all bungee corded around the top and everything. I just hit save list, so let's see if I can remember, if I remember to put it in the video when I get around to tossing this up. But yeah, it's just your basic like $5 blue tarp from Walmart. Hey, it's covered. All right, y'all. Well, that's been 3 stories. This is getting another 15-minute video. I think, yeah, Neon Confection. Well, Neo Confection is the name. You put an extra N in there. Make up your mind. Yeah, Neon. I'm going to title this video, "Oh, That's How Brown People Like It." Just for you. So this should really get me some awkward comments once I finally get, you know, a subscriber base, because I've got like 7 right now. But all right, awesome. Yeah, I'm oh Lord, yeah, this is gonna be great. Y'all, if you like what I'm doing, share, you know, hit the little subscribe button, hit the little notification bell, hit all if you want to see all the crap I'm doing. And y'all have a blessed one. I'm out of here.